Hey everybody, welcome to the very first episode of Dating Chronicles with Delana. I am, first of all, so nervous to do this show. It has actually been on my heart pretty much for about 2 years now to actually do the show. Actually met a guy this year and was like, things was going pretty good. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do a Dating Chronicles of Delana show. I'm going to, focus on building this relationship. And unfortunately that ended. So it was placed back on my heart to do this Dating Chronicles of Delana. Basically, the whole premise of the show is to just have this open conversation of what is really going on in our dating culture. When it comes to dating, and seems like from the ages of like 35 to 42, 43, we have so many single women who saying, this is the problem, this is the problem. You have so many single men who are saying, this is the problem, this is the problem. But when are we coming together and really having the conversations to try to heal, to try to really communicate, to come up with what is really happening in our dating culture so that we can have healthy households, so we can have functioning families, so that we don't have children growing up in dysfunctional families. That has really been on my heart lately, and I just really wanted to start this show just so that we can start having those talks, having those conversations. What is happening in our culture when it comes to dating, and what can we do as people who are looking for love, genuinely looking for love, do to kind of navigate through this world of dating in hopes of finding true love. That makes sense. So the first topic we're going to talk about today is ghosting. And it's funny because when I talk to my friends back home in Detroit, they're like, what is ghosting, right? So I have never heard of the term ghosting until I moved to Dallas, Texas, okay? I had never even experienced being ghosted until I moved to Dallas, Texas. So I'm just going to start off by saying I am from Detroit, Michigan. I have been living in Dallas, Texas for 6 years. And I've had a few relationships here and there, but I have not had luck in the love department per se. So I kind of have a newfound respect for Detroit men when it comes to dating in Dallas. And I know that Dallas is a melting pot. So you have people from all over the place who live here. I've met people from Mississippi, Alabama, Jersey, Tennessee, from everywhere, New York. I've met all types of people that live here that are from all over the world, okay? But the thing about Detroit men versus the men that I've met down here in Dallas is that we're more like personable people, meaning that even if we don't work out in dating, or we may not have hit it off, I can still be cool with you. We can still go to the casino. We can still go grab a bite to eat at Starters or something like that, right? We can still be cool. Here in Dallas, they don't do that. They will drop you like you're a piece of trash on the side of the street. You will never hear from them again, okay? So this term ghosting, I had never heard of. I had never been ghosted in Detroit. If there were men that I did not make a romantic connection with, we will still be cool. Hey, what's up, Delana? See you in the street, see you at church, see you wherever, right? No harm, no foul. Here in Dallas, that was not the case. So the definition of ghosting is when you are in a relationship or dating someone and they basically end the relationship or end the friendship without any explanation or reason why, okay? So you think everything is going well, you're talking to them every day, and then one day you're like, I didn't get a text today. You good? I didn't get a call today. Are you breathing? You alive? You good? Only to find out they are breathing, they are alive, but they just don't want to talk to you, okay? I know some of you are saying like, girl, so what? I don't care. Bye, see you later. Yeah, that could be the case, but guess what? At the end of the day, we are still human. We still have feelings. And it's a difference when you're casually dating somebody. Say you dated somebody for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and they were like, all right, bye, I don't want to talk to you no more. That's a difference. But when you've invested 5 months, 6 months, a year into this person thinking that you're in a relationship with them and you're talking to them every day and you're going out to eat and you're doing all of these things together, and then they just disappear off the face of the earth without any explanation, that's when I have a problem. Because at the end of the day, we're human and we have feelings, and that's just not the way that you end something with somebody. We literally only have one life to live, and if something happened to me or something happened to you and you fall and you die or something happens to you and I'm like, dang, I didn't even get to say my goodbyes because you just dropped me like I was a bad habit. Like, come on. We're human at the end of the day, and all it takes is for you to man up or woman up enough to say, hey, this isn't working out. Maybe, you know, we can just be friends, or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to start off by telling you a couple of times that I was ghosted, to where I kind of was like, dang, really? Where it actually affected me and actually hurted me. So I dated this one guy we were dating for about 3 months. He was a firefighter and had a busy schedule. He was in firefighter school, had a very busy schedule, was always like studying, had to pass all these exams. So it was very, very hard for him. Very difficult situation. So I was very understanding about that. I'm like, I understand. I've been in grad school. A lot of things could go on, you know, in school. You got to focus right now. And I'm like, do you really want to date right now? You got a lot going on. And he's like, yeah, you know, I want to be married one day and would love a good stepmom for my son and all of this and all of that. So being that he was very busy and he had a son, we didn't have a lot of time to see each other. Okay. I think the first 2 times I seen him, he had his son. So we had actually scheduled a like real date where he had time to actually take me out this time. So we scheduled the date. I normally hear from him every morning. Good morning, beautiful. You know how they send those good morning, beautiful text messages. Good morning, beautiful. Have a great day. I'll talk to you in a minute. I normally get those all day. Talk to him when we get off of work. We're talking all night until he has to get up in the morning, whatever the case. So this Thursday, this is when we had scheduled the date. We were going to see each other after I got off of work. So I didn't get my good morning, beautiful text. And I'm like, I didn't get my good morning, beautiful text this morning. Kind of just looked over it like, okay, whatever. Didn't get a call. 5 o'clock comes, no text, no call. I call, I text, nothing. Never heard from him again. The last time I spoke to him was that Wednesday before we were supposed to have the Thursday date. So I never talked to the man again. And the killing part was, he had the nerve to continue to follow me on Instagram. I blocked him so quick, I didn't know what to do with myself. I'm like, so you can ghost me, but then you can still follow me on Instagram, try to be nosy? No, sir, no. So I literally never to this day receive an explanation as to what happened. Who knows? But I'm like, everything was going good. We were talking every day just fine. Finally was going to have our first date away from the baby. And then you just disappear. Okay, don't know. So that situation happened. And I've been ghosted in between these little situations, but these are the ones that was like, wow, kind of affected me a little bit. So I was actually in a relationship with this particular man, and we were in a relationship for about 6 months. I had broke it off with him. He kind of opened up to me about some things that was kind of going on in his life. And I was like, well, you know what? Maybe you need to just take some time to, you know, just get yourself together. Maybe you're not in a space where you need to really build a relationship right now. So he was kind of like, yeah, maybe you're right. So I'm going to, you know, maybe get me together and we'll revisit this at another time. So a month went by. He ended up coming back and was like, you know what? I just really need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, let's have a talk. So he's like, I really, really care about you. I really think that we can work. In my past, I have sabotaged relationships because I always think about, you know, my ex-wife and the things that happened in that marriage and the things that she did to me. So I just always thinking in the back of my mind, would this woman do this? Would that woman do this? And guys, I'm very understanding. And I think that that's a curse for me sometimes because we're human. And I get that. We have a lot of things going on in our lives. And we have a lot of past hurt, past pain, a lot of things that we have dealt with. So I was just like, I understand that. So I said to him, I said, well, you know what? We had a long talk and I was like, you know what? do you really think that you're ready for a relationship? And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm going to do better. I'm going to put more effort in, and I can do more than I did in the past. I just, you know, can I get another chance? So I basically was like, well, look, let's just basically start over. Being that it's been quarantined this year, we did not really have an opportunity to really date because we couldn't go anywhere. So I was like, so let's date. Let's get out, go on a couple of dates, just start all over again before we just hop back into a relationship. Because for me, I wanted to make sure you were being serious this time, right? Because last time you made up all these excuses that you had a lot of stuff going on. I'm just like, you know what? Do you go work on that? And then if I happen to be single when you're done working, then you can come back. But I'm not going to receive 50% of you in a relationship because you got that going on, if that makes sense. So I'm just kind of like, deal with yourself, deal with what you need to deal with, which is not being selfish to me. That's like, hey, you got some stuff going on, go work on you, fix you, and we can revisit this later if we're both available, you know. So long story short, he comes back. He was doing good for probably about 3 weeks, okay? Was planning dates, joined my gym, bought me workout equipment, was coming from Arlington Grand Prairie area 3 times a week to work out with me. We just started to get closer. We were already talking every day. He was opening up, telling me all types of things. I knew everything about this man down to his credit score, okay? So I went out of town. He picked me up from the airport after I came from out of town. He dropped me off at home, and I think he was like, I made it home. And that was the last time I talked to that man. Okay. So 6 to 7 months of my life, you literally just wasted. And that's when I have a problem with ghosting. If you're casually dating somebody 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you haven't invested any time into them, ghost away, whatever. I'm not a person that ghosts because I feel like I'm grown enough to tell you, hey, this isn't working out. Can we just be friends? I'm not really interested, whatever the case may be. Everybody doesn't have to be interested in everybody. Point blank period, right? But at the end of the day, you can be woman or man enough to tell somebody it's not working out, right? But I invested 6 months into you. You came back a second time saying that this is what you wanted. You were going to do better. You could see us working out and all of this stuff, only for you to just ghost me like I meant absolutely nothing to you. That's when ghosting takes a different turn, okay? Because we're human. You're affecting people's lives. People are putting their feelings and their emotions and their time into you. And for you to just ghost somebody like they meant absolutely nothing to you. I am not one to be in my feelings, but that situation really affected me. And it made me just have a different outlook on people, a different outlook on dating. And I literally had to do some self-reflections of myself and say, you know what, Delana, just stop dating. Take you some time to just breathe, to self-reflect, to continue to work on you, and stop allowing yourself to attach to people who are not true and who are not genuine and who are not honest. So the question I have for you guys is, have you ever been ghosted? And how did you move on from, I wouldn't even say the pain. Well, it could be pain. Move on from the hurt or the pain that came with that situation. Because I'm in a space right now where I'm just like, I can't trust you. I can't trust people. I let you back in. I heard your sob stories. I mean, I was understanding. I try to see things from your perspective. Like, what more do you want? And only to just be dropped like I was a bad habit. Like, that really hurt. And it really just changed my perspective of people in general. And I'm just like, God, show me, like, open my eyes and give me this discernment to see through this, you know? And I'm not saying that he didn't give it to me, but I'm just feeling like sometimes we can be so understanding and so caring as people that we try to see the good in people all the time. And we just have like these blinders on to the way that they're really treating us or what they're really showing us. And I think that that's a blessing and a curse for me sometimes. I'm just like, I don't want to be this good person sometimes. I don't want to see the good in people. Show me who the a-hole is at the door so that I can check the a-hole and move on and not waste my time, you know? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It happened. I'm learning from it. But I'm just going to tell you guys that ghosting is not cool. Like, we're grown adults. You couldn't say, hey, I met somebody else. Or, hey, in these 3 weeks, I thought that we would work, but maybe not. You are a grown man and you couldn't even be man enough to man up to tell me that you no longer wanted this relationship, that you just had to just drop me like I was nothing. I don't like that at all. Don't like it at all. So the analogy that I came up with like when it comes to dating in Dallas, Texas, and I don't know all across the world if you guys are experiencing things like this too, but I gave the analogy of like when you purchase Jordans. So say like, I'm not a big gym shoe person, but the Jordan 10s come out, right? You wait in line. You like, oh my God, I'm about to go get these Jordan 10s. I'm about to be fly. You get the Jordan 10s. You wear them about 5 times. They go with a couple of shirts. You push them boys off to the side because you don't wore those and you don't rock those. But now the Jordan Retro 12s getting ready to come out. So now I'm going to go get the Jordan Retro 12s. And those are the new hot shoe now. And I'm not thinking about those Jordan 11s that I purchased and wore with 5 shirts. That is literally what it feels like in Dallas, Texas to date. Like, I'm so into you for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I'm going to text you every day. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to take you out on dates. I'm going to wine and dine you. I'm going to do all of this stuff to show you that I want you. And then, maybe I don't want you no more because a new Retro 11 or 12 just caught, my eye. Oh. So now I want to go over there. So I just wasted your time because I really didn't want a relationship with you anyway. Stop with these games. Like, how old are we? I am 37 years old. There is no way from the ages of 37 to 55, 60 that we should be out here playing these games. Like, I just don't understand. Please help me understand. So I want to hear from you guys. I've rattled enough. Let's have this conversation. You can subscribe to my channel. You can comment below. I want to hear about, have you ever heard of the term ghosting? Have you ever been ghosted? Have you ever been in a situation where you've been ghosted and you were really hurt by it? And how did you get over that hurt? Okay. Like, what did you do? Did you date somebody else? Did you take some time off from dating? Like, what did you do to get over that hump of being ghosted by somebody that you thought you cared about and you thought they cared about you? So I kind of want to hear from you guys. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about these issues that we're having in dating right now. And let's get some love going on in this world. Because I know that we all don't want to be alone. And in all actuality, we all would love to be in healthy, fulfilling, loving relationships. So let's have the discussion. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about ghosting, guys. I'll see you on the next episode. Dating Chronicles of Delana.